Another day, another flop for our dear Meghan and Harry, from controversial holiday cards to a sweatshop scandal, to more Netflix flops. The question of, can they do anything right, always comes up. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Angela here, and today we are going to talk about the latest updates and hidden scandals concerning Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. If you guys haven't checked out my latest video on them where I compiled the top 10 most embarrassing moments of 2024, definitely go watch it. You guys all wanted a part 2, so I'm working on it. Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe for new videos each week. Click that like button if you loved our Harry and Meghan videos this year. We started off with a bang with the Psychology of Meghan Markle, as well as our Embarrassing Moments series and the Psychology of Prince Harry. Follow us on our social media, check out our Harry and Meghan playlist, and stay tuned for the next Meghan and Harry video about Meghan's new show, With Love, Meghan, and the Out of Touch Netflix trailer, as well as her return to Instagram. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. But one thing you do want to miss is getting your data sold by data brokers. Thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. I've been using Aura for nearly a year now to protect me against data breaches, whether that's from annoying spam texts, calls, or emails. Aura covers it all. I suffered a major blow when my personal email, which I've blurred out here, was part of a data leak a few years ago where anything I signed up with got hacked. There was even a site listing everyone's email and their main associated password. That's why I love Aura's feature that allows me to add multiple emails for dark web scanning. It's incredibly useful since I have several emails for both personal and work purposes. Even major companies are vulnerable to data breaches. Ticketmaster also experienced a significant breach compromising over 560 million records, and who could forget the National Public Data Incident, which potentially impacted every American, with 2.9 billion records containing sensitive data like addresses, phone numbers, and social security numbers being compromised. Aura helps protect you by removing your personal information from data brokers and people search sites that sell your details to scammers and identity thieves. With identity theft protection, Aura monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points. Aura also offers up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, as well as financial fraud protection. I get weekly updates from the app, with most issues getting resolved within the day. Using my 2-week free trial at aura.com/scandalousmedia, Aura will remove your data from these websites, show you which data brokers are selling your information, and automatically submit opt-out requests. Aura already removed me from several sites such as address search, and it has many features such as spam call protection, spam and junk mail removal, antivirus, VPN, password management, and more, all in one app at an affordable price. You can try Aura by clicking the link in the description or visiting aura.com/scandalousmedia for a 2-week free trial, which is more than enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data is exposed. And now, let's talk about a different type of exposure, one that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Holiday card drama, AI, or just ingenuine? Meghan and Harry released their holiday card that read, "On behalf of the office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and Archewell Productions and Archewell Foundation, we wish you a very happy holiday season and a joyful new year." Talk about a mouthful of a name. It always makes me laugh when they refer to themselves as the office of who? Because of that one time that French magazine investigated Archewell's headquarters and no one was there. I still believe this whole thing must be a tax scheme, but I digress. Stay tuned till the end of the video where I talk about Archewell's bizarre impact report. Anyway, they never miss a chance to put their full titles there, hoping it proves some validity to the nonsense they stand for. On the card, there are 6 photos, all except one are from their trips to Nigeria and Colombia. Be sure to check out my videos on that, where I covered all the embarrassing moments from both faux tours. If the supposed office is wishing us a happy holiday, why is every single photo just Meghan and Harry with their big old fake smile? The photos are very self-serving, as opposed to being corporate pictures or maybe a staff picture from the Archewell Foundation production blah 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 mouthful that they have headlining the card. Instead, every photo is Meghan with her Hollywood smile, while Harry is blocked somehow, either by laughing like a doofus or standing behind Meghan serving as her background or her forehead kisser. Of course, we have Meghan hugging this child in a staged photo op from Colombia, where a staff member or teacher had to shield off Meghan and Harry's camera crew, but that didn't stop them from bulldozing through, of course. At the bottom right is a staged photo of Harry cosplaying as his mother after he asked a Nigerian man if he had named his prosthetic leg before walking away carelessly.
Have you given it a name? Oh yeah, give it a name. from the secret industry to European.
And if you zoom in really close at the second photo on the top, you see what's supposed to be Archie and Lily running up to hug Meghan and Harry as their arms are wide open with their 3 dogs. This is the first time we have seen Archie and Lily in what seems to be years since Harry and Meghan exploited their own children on Netflix, showing intimate bath pictures, cooking, playing, and so much more. Many users on social media were quick to call this photo AI or claim it's photoshopped and edited. Many even questioned where the outrage is, like it was with Princess Catherine's Mother's Day photo earlier in the year. One main concern people brought up was how close 5-year-old Archie and 3-year-old Lily were in height. One user even pointed out the difference in height between Prince George and Princess Charlotte at that age. In all fairness, kids grow at different times, but it is a little odd. Supposedly, this photo was taken at Halloween last year of the family trick-or-treating, and Archie looks about the same height. Interestingly enough, he's wearing a nearly identical outfit in the Christmas card that he was seen in the Netflix footage from over 2 years ago. Some users are going as far as believing that the Netflix shot was altered and used for their Christmas card photo. I don't know how true that is, but this side-by-side is very odd. I mean, the shoes, the jacket, the colors, they're all the same. And one thing about animals is that they'll always tell you what's up. The fact that the kids are supposedly excited as their parents plaster big smiles on for a photo, and yet the dogs are showing absolutely no sign of excitement or playfulness or even moving a little, sheds a little light on the atmosphere when the photo was taken. Either the dogs were photoshopped in, or everything was extra staged and tense. Apparently Meghan and Harry were returning from being away, which I don't know how that makes sense, but for the sake of argument, let's say that was the case. Why aren't the dogs excited to see them? If the kids are excited, surely the dogs would be too, but they're just standing there. One person even pointed out why this dog has 3 legs, but I think it's just cut out of the frame. Another user pointed out that Meghan's arm is twice the length of a normal arm while her feet are facing forward, but her top half is facing sideways. This one user pointed out how Harry's upper face seemed angry with his eyebrows crunched together while his lower face held a big smile. This just shows proof that the photo was staged, as they were holding the pose and probably repeating it a million times. You know when you struggle to hold a smile and you start to inadvertently frown as you force your muscles to smile? That's what seems to be happening here. People also question where the kids' shadows are in the photo and why Meghan appears to be off-balanced, amongst other things. One user even claimed that this photo reminded them of the driveway at San Isidro Ranch because of how much it mirrored it. What do you guys think? Photographer Glenn Grattan, who runs the leading W8 media picture agency, told the Daily Mail, "It is very staged and a moment that is managed to make them look like the perfect family. Meghan is hugging the boy, Harry is hugging the girl, they have 3 dogs with them, and they're all together on the perfect drive on a sunny California day. It's all too perfect. It is an image for the Instagram world we now live in. It's not AI, but I've no doubt it has been retouched like many other people retouch their own Christmas cards before they send it." Another person questioned if they added this photo as a last-minute addition to deflect from their Polo doc, which, by the way, is performing terribly, as I'll discuss. The Cut wrote an article headlined, "Harry and Meghan's projects can't stop flopping."
Oh my god.
As critics dragged the show, calling it tedious and mostly boring.
Duh.
Unless they're gossiping about the royal family or crying about Diana, no one cares. Speaking of Diana, cosplaying as Diana again. We all know Meghan's obsessed with being Princess Diana, whether that's fantasizing about suffering her same fate, however sick that is, or wearing her same perfume, or at the very least trying to have iconic moments like her. But what's concerning is how much they both cosplay as her. Meghan's arms stretching out wide open for a huge hug drew many comparisons to this one photo of Diana going to embrace William, ironically enough. I just know she practices Diana poses in the mirror at night. The previous holiday card of Meghan holding up Lily also resembled this photo of Diana. It's almost identical from the smile to the angle to how high the arms are. It's just creepy. But at least something is better than their 2020 holiday card, which was an illustration of a photo Meghan's mother, Doria, took. They always want to be deep so bad, always trying hard. In September at the Well Child Awards, Harry said that his kids definitely take after his late mother, saying that the Spencer gene is very, very strong. The Ginger gene is a strong one. I don't think Archie or Lily look like Diana in the slightest, and that is okay. What's not okay is Harry's weird vendetta against his brother and the fact that his brother actually looks like their mother, and so do his kids. Harry keeps mentioning how much his kids look like Diana, while having previously mocked William's balding, smiling in such an evil way as his book was read to him about how William is losing his resemblance to Diana.
I looked at Willie, really looked at him, his alarming baldness more advanced than my own, his famous resemblance to Mummy, which was fading with time, with age.
Harry and Meghan's insanity. Of course it wouldn't be a Meghan and Harry video without some paid PR. Their favorite mouthpiece, People magazine, cited a friend of Harry and Meghan's who said that Harry has been reluctant to show his children publicly not out of a desire to hide them, but to protect their privacy and safety from potential threats. He wants them to lead as normal a life as possible without the fear of kidnapping or harm.
What?
I swear, I think Harry lives in an imaginary world where he freakishly gets off on potential scenarios of harm, whether that's of him or his family. I bet he thinks, yeah, they'll care about me when I get stabbed. Yeah, because celebrity kidnappings in Montecito are a frequent case. Got it. This is just as bad as the time he claimed that Meghan couldn't come to the UK because somebody will either throw acid or stab her.
A knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are a genuine concern for me.
They think they're so important, it's hilarious to watch as their projects bomb in ways that the invention of the word flop couldn't have even imagined that level as criteria. The friend, who's probably Meghan in a wig, you know, the Us Weekly source from the Meghan is a Bully saga, also said, as a dad and husband, Harry is determined to ensure that history doesn't repeat itself, the friend said, referring to the fate of Prince Harry's late mother, Princess Diana. Yeah, definitely Meghan confirmed. She always says, as a mother.
As a mother, as moms, being a mom is the most important thing. And
so it only seems fair to assume that the source here is saying, as a dad and husband. I mean, a narcissist has to include a connection somehow. And how many times are they going to repeat this correlation and parallel since 2016? People magazine wrote, the couple spread cheer by bringing their kids into the holiday card in a careful way this year, but it's not the only one the family is sending this season. People understand that this card is meant for professional use and that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex sent a separate private card to close family and friends which will not be shared publicly. Meghan and Harry are those people at school who don't get invited to parties, so they host their own party with fruit flies and a hobo who wandered onto the set, and then announce on social media, oh by the way, sorry, we couldn't invite everyone, we just didn't have enough room. Like no one cares that you made a so-called professional holiday card of just yourselves and not even anyone else at these alleged work events, and then had someone announce that they sent a private one for close friends and family. Which family you don't really speak to any side. They're such losers, oh my god. Speaking of loser behavior, Netflix is done with Harry and Meghan. Meghan and Harry have definitely made some enemies because the way Netflix had no return on investment from the $100 million they gave them only for their projects to tank, the only thing Polo is leading in is in worst reviews and low viewership. I feel like this proves that Harry and Meghan have absolutely no talents or knack for creating and producing anything of interest because 1, they were always out for the money to begin with, and 2, this is proof that people only care for them when the royal family is involved. The Guardian gave Polo 2 stars, writing, to briefly paraphrase Hans Gruber, when Prince Harry saw the breadth of his Netflix deal, he wept for there were no more family members to slag off. It's funny when you remember that in 2020, they signed a $100 million deal with Netflix to produce, as they put it, content that informs but also gives hope, utilizing powerful storytelling through a truthful and relatable lens. The Guardian wrote, what this meant in practice was that they made one reality show and how hard they had it, and then they stuttered. They also said, it's a show about privileged people showing us exactly how privileged they are, which means there isn't a lot of drama to be found. Unintentional comedy? Sure. Ouch. Both Harry and Meghan only appeared a handful of times, despite both being executive producers and having dressed up all fancy as they paraded around with the cameras. Meghan briefly appeared in the 5th and final episode when she went to kiss Harry after she presented him with the trophy following the match. I bet if they showed the video of Meghan rudely pushing away Dr. Sophie Chanduka and refusing to let the literal chair of the Sansabali pose with Harry, then that would have made more viewers tune in. The only thing is, Netflix would have probably had to turn it around and tease it as an embarrassing moment special. Lucky for you, I have you covered. Unlike Netflix, I know what my audience wants to see. A source told Closer magazine that the couple reportedly had little control over the program, saying, "The bosses wanted the series to appeal to the masses and push this reality TV slant, so it's not entirely their fault." They added, "It's pretty ironic because they've always acted so above this sort of thing, and now here they are producing the exact type of content they've always looked down on." I mean, what's the difference between mainstream media and the Kardashians and the content that Harry and Meghan have been producing and giving us for the past 5 years? I think they failed to prove themselves useful, so Netflix took it out of their control because 1. Harry and Meghan wouldn't have added any value unless Harry is randomly on a horse while Meghan is in a corner whining about the royal family again, and 2. Netflix probably wanted to release whatever as quickly as possible to get out of this nightmare deal as fast as they could. Talk about embarrassing. But it gets worse. With Polo flopping this hard, Meghan is now reportedly at her make or break point as Netflix is exhausted with her. A source claims that her cooking show is the last chance to turn this nightmare deal around. One user wrote, "A show about her non-existent cooking skills, her preaching about friendship after her bullying has been exposed, her gardening skills which she had never discussed ever before, and entertaining tips which will be anything but relatable. Unless this is pitched as a comedy, it's over, Meghan." I mean, people are fed up. A Netflix insider told the Daily Mail that Meghan's cooking show may never come to fruition, while others claimed it could happen if it boosts her lifestyle brand. The insider revealed, "There won't be another deal, there may be one-offs, but that's it." After Meghan was absent from the surprise 70th birthday party that Oprah Winfrey threw for their mutual friend Gayle King over the weekend, the source alleged that her absence was on purpose. A-listers are now actively keeping away from them and events they are apparently going to attend. One told me it's not a good look to be around them. Stooping lower, the sweatshop scandal. Meghan and Harry are famous hypocrites, we know this. They whine about the environment, but trespass onto any private jet they can. They claim they care for people and want to fight injustice, but remain silent on the Baka people who suffered at the hands of the African Parks Rangers, in which Harry, the self-proclaimed environmentalist, is the president of. And now it's exposed that the African women they use to create their products are paid pennies for bags that sell for several $100s and wages that sometimes are below the international poverty line. This summer, Meghan announced that she was investing in a luxury handbag brand and expressed how the company's ethical standards were incredibly important to me. Yet a Mail on Sunday investigation has found that Sesta Collective pays some of the women who make them as little as 10 pence an hour. Weavers working from their cement or mud brick homes in isolated rural villages in Rwanda can earn as little as 82 pence for an 8-hour day, despite the company hailing them as talented female artisans who are the best in class at their craft. In announcing her financial backing in August, Meghan said, "With Sesta, I really started to understand how many women's lives were being impacted and uplifted through their work. That was incredibly important to me." A feature in Vogue came afterward, so she was being applauded for nothing as usual. She also stated in Colombia that she wears these brands and then invests in them because her wearing them is promotion for herself, and then therefore she makes money when the brand makes money. So again, it's all business with her. And remember when Meghan visited Rwanda in 2016 and brought suitcases of outfits and disappeared for hours with the fashion photographer during the trip? Film producer Brenda Smirnsky was puzzled with author Tom Bauer writing, "Celebs using a desolate African village as the backdrop for a fashion shoot was mind-blowing." Mail on Sunday spoke to several of Sesta's female weavers and found out that the workers were shocked at how much the bags sold for compared to what they earned, and said they hoped for a pay rise following this newspaper's investigation. They also found out that women have their meager earnings deducted if a bag is deemed substandard, and some workers have to pay for the raw materials themselves and to cover transport costs to get to their remote villages. They are not full-time employees of Sesta and are paid by the bag, so earnings drop if the orders go down. They also discovered that until September, Sesta's website had boasted the company was proud to pay 500 to 700% times the national average salary of Rwanda, a claim that was removed after Meghan's investment was announced. She literally invested in a sweatshop. This is not surprising, since Harry and Meghan both seem to care little for the exploitation of the people of Africa if it can make them a buck or two. This will probably be swept under the rug just like the Africa Park scandal, all while Harry and Meghan preach about all the good they claim to do. Archewell's Puff Piece Report. On the Archewell website, Meghan and Harry released this video montage of what they did this year, writing that they're proud to share the foundation's annual impact report. I clicked on it expecting to see some explanation of where their funds are going and if they actually made any sort of difference behind the scenes, but all it was a puff piece of their year recapped into a 16-page magazine spread, since no other magazine wants to cover them. At first glance, the only data that seemed to be reported were these two graphs here, but a closer look shows you it was nothing more than random data from 100 people on the topic of whether or not this program helped increase their sense of social connection and helped with loneliness. What the hell does that even mean? So a survey? Such a minuscule topic bringing together 100 people just so they can slap on a table and call it data. Insanity. I can argue that a 1-minute TikTok video from a therapist repeating generic information has done more for loneliness than these two grifters. A first grader can collect better data than this. I also find it funny that any event they attend, they have to literally create for themselves, like their Colombia tour or Nigeria or whatever, because oftentimes they're not really getting invited to events, so they literally have to create events, create projects, create foundations, because they're not part of anything. Don't even get me started on their video, where there are bits and pieces of footage they recorded from Nigeria, Colombia, and the other random appearances they had this year, and this video makes it seem like they're an accomplished duo hosting events worldwide when the truth was they piggybacked on these events. Like the music festival in Colombia, in which they show the crowd pretending it was their own, but real ones know that there was no crowd for them in Colombia.
La llegada de los duques Harry y Meghan.
It's just ridiculous. How low will they continue to stoop? How much longer will this charade last? Who knows? But one thing is for certain, as long as they keep embarrassing themselves, I'll be watching, ready to report back, because there's nothing I love more than scandalous media. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed hanging out with me today and chatting about these embarrassing too. Subscribe for new videos each week, follow us on our social media, check out scandalous.media for inside celebrity tea, and as always, I'll see you next time.